Barakate Hawa, Barakate Hawa Shai, Barakate Hawa, Barakate Hawa Shai, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great Stone who taught me this truth and whose lead as examples to the flock. Shalom and blessings to the 144,000, and the rest of the elect. This video is going to be a response to this article that you see here on screen. Right, it was posted in Consumer Affairs on September 27, 2023, so just a couple of days ago. And the website is called Consumer Affairs. Right, the article is titled "Are Influencer Dietitians Paid to Shape Eating Habits?" Right, it says on top of diet soda being hit with claims that its artificial sweetener base might be linked to cancer, heart disease, and autism, a new report says that registered dietitians are getting some big fat checks to post selfie videos on those platforms that promote sweetened foods. Now, this artificial sweetener base, is called aspartame, and it's used in a variety of food products, processed food products, to sweeten, the food, right? So we had a report that we're going to read about from the World Health Organization. So it said, this report, a joint examination on food industry influence done by the examination and the Washington Post, claims that not long after the WHO, the World Health Organization, question about artificial sweeteners and their possible cancer connection, health professionals started bouncing around a hashtag on social media named hashtag safety of aspartame. In their videos, the dietitians who told their followers that the WHO's concerns were nothing more than clickbait and fear-mongering headlines with rationale such as low-quality science. Right? So if we read down here to the point here that's highlighted, I'm just going to read this and then just get into the scriptures. It says, the trade group paid an undisclosed amount to 10 registered dietitians, as well as a physician and a fitness influencer, to use their social media accounts to help blunt the WHO's claim that aspartame, a mainstay of Diet Coke and other sodas, is ineffective in weight loss and possibly carcinogenic. Right? American Beverage claims that its campaign was warranted because while WHO has its opinion, the FDA has its own too, and the FDA's opinion is that aspartame is safe. Now, the reason I wanted to bring out this article is to just highlight another reason why the world that we live in is evil and corrupt, and not beneficial to us, because here, this is just one example of thousands of different chemicals that are put into our food, right, that cause a myriad of health effects, health defects. In particular, this one is aspartame, which is a sweetener, right, that is used in many different processed foods, and that is is possibly carcinogenic, according to the WHO, and it's ineffective in weight loss, which they claim that that's one of the main reasons why they use it, because it contains less calories than actual glucose, and it's actually sweeter than glucose, so they don't have to use a lot of it. But the fact that it's carcinogenic and causes other health issues like cancer, heart disease, and autism, is never promoted. But when that's brought out now, the people who influence you, those people we see on social media that are saying that they are professional dietitians, doctors, fitness instructors, whatever they wanna be, they're actual professionals, but they have taken the bag in order to promote a particular product or to promote a particular mindset. The same thing happened during the pandemic. There were certain influencers, social media influencers, that were paid to promote the jobs, that were paid to promote wearing the stuff over your face. We know what that is. So this is not new, right? So let's get to the scriptures. This is Deuteronomy 16 and verse 19. It says, thou shalt not wrest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift. For a gift does blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the justice. Let me read that in the NLT. Right? It says, you must never twist judgment or justice or show partiality. Never accept a bribe, for bribe blind the wise of the wise and corrupt the decisions of the godly. Let true justice prevail, so you may live and occupy the land that the Lord your God is giving you. Right? And that's this is a part of the law, that if you accept a bribe, right, it's going to shut up your mouth from speaking that which is right. And this is what these dietitians did. They accepted a payment from the American beverage company, to what? To twist the judgment, which is that aspartame is carcinogenic, is possibly carcinogenic according to the WHO. But they accepted money and promoted the opposite, which is that it is safe and the WHO is mistaken. Right? So you go on social media, as brothers, and sisters, you go on social media, on the internet, wherever you go, when you get information, you filter it through the scriptures, you filter it through the spirit, because there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation online. You can't just run with everything that you see and expect it to be true, because there are a lot of lies and false informations that are what's the word is slipping me, that are purposefully put out there in order to pollute and to pervert judgment and justice and the truth itself. Right? Isaiah 59 verse 14, and judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off, for truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth faileth. Right? Why does truth fail? Because lies abound. Right? Because lies are more profitable than the truth. And the system that we live in right now is a capitalistic system. It's all about making more money, making more profit. And the lie is more profitable than the truth in terms of our monetary value. But in terms of actual true value, the truth is more profitable. But, you can't monetize truth like that. You can monetize a lie, because a lie makes you feel good in the moment, in the short term. Right? And a lot of people make decisions on a short-term basis based on short-term feelings and short-term conditions. So a lie can comfort you in that short term and allow you to make decisions that, make these companies more money. Right? Because you don't see the immediate effect of a lie. You don't necessarily consider it, because when you see it, when something comes out like aspartame is possibly carcinogenic, you won't get cancer the same day, maybe not the same month. It maybe take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So you don't see that immediate repercussion, right? And because it's not there immediately, but it immediately tastes sweet, right? You go for that immediate gratification, that immediate comfort, instead of thinking about the long-term negative repercussions of the short-term positive feelings, Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. So those few who come out to teach the truth and to make it known what actually is fact, those people are preyed upon. You cancelled. There's a lot of doctors and nurses and health professionals that came out during the pandemic to speak the truth, and they were ostracized by the medical community, by the media, by social media as well, and they would lost licenses, they lost their voice to speak. Their social media accounts were banned, And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. So the Lord is not pleased with how, the society is run right now. This is Psalm chapter 10. I read from verse 1, but the point, I believe, is a bit down. But, let's read nonetheless. A prayer for the overthrow of the wicked, and we should always be praying, for the Lord to overthrow, the wicked, which is Esau, which is the so-called white man that's ruling right now. Scripture says, give him no rest till he make Jerusalem a praise in all the earth. Right? So it says, why standest thou afar off, O Lord? We should be imploring, the Lord, come ever so quickly. Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? Because we are in trouble. That trouble is going to be multiplied and get worse. But we are in times of trouble right now, as the Apostle Tahar, pointed out. 2 Ezra chapter 15 has already started. It will only intensify as time goes on. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. And who are the poor? The poor, are predominantly the people of our nation. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, you're the true biblical Israelites. Right? And the wicked, right, is speaking about our chief enemy, Esau. Right? Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. You see men like Klaus Schwab and the rest of the WEF come out and they tell you what the plans that they have for the earth, the 15-minute cities, you will own nothing and be happy, the fourth industrial revolution, all these different things, the CBDCs, they speak, they boast of their heart desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. Right? God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. And for his enemies he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of what? Cursing and deceit and fraud. Everything that is promoted, use this as a marker. Everything that is promoted, right, is lies. It may not be 100% lie, but there is some deception in there. There's nothing that is truthful, 100% truthful, that will be promoted on a wide scale in this society. If it is promoted, it is because there's an agenda behind it, whether political or economical, or military. There's some agenda behind it why something, is promoted. He sitteth in the lurking place of the villages, in a secret place doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. So that's pretty much what most of can read, brothers can read the rest of, and sisters can read the rest of the chapter. But I believe the point is made. These, dietitians are just one example, of professionals who take a bribe in order to wrest judgment. So, be careful of the information you consume online, filtered through the Spirit, filtered through the scriptures. Hopefully this lesson was edifying and exhorting. Shalom. Till next time.